Hello everyone, Brony44 here, and, well, this is a Kickstarter for the new quote-unquote series that I'm trying now, and it's Meet a Brony, in which case you see me, and you ask me questions, and me, well, I guess whatever, I will answer the questions out if it's something that's, I'm willing to answer, which there's pretty much, no question out there that I'm not willing to answer, but you get really the point, but, so, also, yes, I am wearing glasses because, you used to see me without my glasses on for, the reacts and such, but for this, I need the glasses because I'm further away from my monitor now, so that way, because it's going to be full screen, so you want to see more than just, my face like that. So, and the reason why I don't wear my glasses during reacts is because I don't like how, if you look in here, you can see, my screen is reflected in my monitor, and on my glasses, I don't like that. So but I need my glasses now because I can't read the questions that's on my screen. Because, I'm blind as a bat, so, whatever. But, anywho, and I don't know why I have these in. I don't even know why I have this in to begin with. Take them out. I'm not doing reacts. I do that as a habit. I don't know why. But, anyways, I got a couple of questions that I am able to answer, so I figure I should go ahead and give it a shot for the series and just jump right into this. So, the first question that I got so far was, my first question is how did you get started in gaming? And his follow-up question was, what game made you first interested in games? And, etc. Well, let's see. That would take me back to the year 1997. 1997, early 1997. I was a hyper kid back then. In the daytime, you could not control me. I was a Sugar Rush style kid. I would be bouncing off walls, always having energy, day and night. And I was also a chatterbox back then too, believe it or not. But how this relates to is that at some point, my parents realized that I need something to do at nighttime because in the daytime I always had, a bunch of stuff to do. I had a bunch of, outdoor stuff. We had, a trampoline in our backyard and stuff, and, some toys and stuff, and I can just mess around, have fun. But at night, there was really not a whole lot that I could do, and there was always, that couple hours of nighttime before it's time to go to bed, and I'm just well, what do I do? So my parents realized that, and they decided to get me a Nintendo 64, and that would actually be my first gaming console or gaming system at all that I would actually have. And my very first game that I got for it was Super Mario 64. Yeah, that game. Wow. I played the heck out of that game. And something that I don't actually recall... Actually, no. Wait, no. Yeah, something I do remember actually happening was when I played the game, at first I was really, really having a great time with the game. I remember even getting my first star in that game, and I was just yes, this is awesome, this is so much fun. But, in the later stages and stuff, I just couldn't get some of the stars. I was just how do I do this? And my dad actually would tag team with me, and he would help try and play some of the stages for me. Or at least just point out, where he thought that I actually had to go. And we were actually tag teaming some of the levels. And I was just a couple of stars, I was I don't know how to do it. I need a little help here. But that was my first game with Super Mario 64, and strangely enough, as a kid, I never beat that game. Let me phrase that. I did beat the game, but I never actually got the perfect 120 stars in the game. until almost 10 years later, when I decided to randomly pick up the game again on my 64, and I realized that I think I had like 96 stars or something like that, and I was just like, I know there's 120 in this game, so let's just see if I can go ahead and get them all. And like less than just like a couple weeks later, I got all 120 stars. And I felt so proud to have 120, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I finally completed this game. And I had a blast with that game. But the N64, Super Mario 64, that thing kept me occupied for a good amount of time in my childhood. A bunch of other N64 games came along with it that really, kept me going, and I had a blast playing them, and it slowly started to make me want to play games more and more. And another such N64 title that did such a thing was Super Smash Bros. If you don't know Super Smash Bros., what is wrong with you? No, seriously though, but that is like one of the most interesting series out there as far as I'm considered, because it takes a bunch of characters from like the Nintendo franchise. Originally it's just the Nintendo series itself, and it just took these characters from various different types of games like Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, and such, and just put them all together and saying, let's just say that all these characters and such, they meet each other, and then they just start fighting each other. How chaotic could it possibly be? Holy crap. I freaking loved that game. But all those kind of things, it just, one thing led to another, in which, like, I was gradually starting to like to play the games more and more. But I think that the thing that actually sold myself to, be even more dedicated as a gamer as himself, is when I got my Nintendo GameCube. When I got my GameCube, that was my first, like, more advanced console, because I didn't go... I mean, while I did have handhelds and stuff, I'm not including those. In terms of consoles, I went straight from a Nintendo 64 to a Nintendo GameCube. I was just like, whoa. Everything is so much more detailed between these two, and the games were just so much fun. And, by the way, just free bonus, Nintendo GameCube's first title that I got, Luigi's Mansion, and Super Smash Bros. Melee. Yeah! But I just had such a blast playing them games, and I never got tired of it. And as things kept going on, I kept getting more and more into the games and such, and I don't regret a single minute of it. I've had so much fun in my life just by playing all these various types of games, and it's awesome! So that's pretty much how I got into my gaming history, and to this day, I still play a piss load of video games, and not regretting any of it. Second question. This one actually doesn't relate to gaming in any way. It's actually a little bit different. So thank you for actually keeping these separate. Although these are actually different uses, but get the point. The second question I'm going to be covering is how did I discover MLP? I was actually expecting this question to appear at some point in the future. I didn't think I was going to get this right away. How I discovered MLP. Okay. Let's go back about a year or so ago. So that would make that about at the end of July, or mid-August of 2012. I was actually occasionally playing my Xbox 360 with a couple of my friends, and for some reason, one of the two would always play this weird music over the microphone when we played, and my other friend would just start singing along with it, and I would laugh at him because I was just like, how do you actually know what this is? Because I couldn't really understand any of it. But it had, a real, soft, melodic beat to it. And I was just like, what is this, right? And, as he kept going, and this happened, once a day, But since it was over summer, it was over our summer break still. Like, he did it once a day, or once every time we played. Every single day that we played, he did it for like, I want to say like 2.5 weeks. And then, my friend was starting to sing the thing, almost near word for word. But until, one of us started laughing, then he would slip up. But then one day I was just like, okay, you keep playing this. What is this from? Like, why do you keep playing this? And he's like, oh, it's from this thing called My Little Pony. And I was just like, why are you playing that on there? And he goes, oh, because, he's got, this other guy, he's got the thing memorized, and whenever he hears it, he just feels like he has to sing it, and I get a laugh out of it. And, I was like, huh. So one of my friends actually enjoys this thing called My Little Pony. And at the time, I did hear about something like this on the internet beforehand, like occasionally on YouTube comments and such like that on various videos. I would see comments that has MLP next to it. And I was just like, MLP, like, what is that? Like, what is that? And then, like, as it was going on, someone actually wrote it out as My Little Pony on a video, and I was just like, or on a comment, I mean. But someone actually said that, and I was just like, oh, that's what that means. And I was just like, and after hearing that on my friends on there, I was just like, okay. I was thinking this to myself at the time. I was just like, okay, something's a little weird about this. And like a day or two later, it was like 12, it was almost 1 p.m. at my time. I was just making myself some lunch. I had nothing to do at that point. My friend, all my people on my Xbox friends list were, offline. They had stuff to do or something, and I was at my house by myself. There was nothing good on TV because I don't watch TV ever, and there was no new videos on YouTube that I was actually willing to check out. So I was just like, okay, and I decided, alright, after I made my lunch, got my drink and all set up at my kitchen table, I bust out my old laptop, which you can actually see in the reflection right over here. I cannot point in this camera to save my life! But I took that laptop and I set it up on my kitchen table, and I was like, alright, let's just go ahead and see what all the fuss is about on here, give it a shot. So I found a video that had Season 1, Episode 1 and 2 together into one video. So it was like 47-something minutes or something like that. And it cut all the commercials and stuff like that, and it just meshed it straight together. But it was at least enough so you knew, okay, this was Episode 1, this was Episode 2. I loaded it up, and I watched the entire thing through, and the way the first episode worked, I got quite a bit of laughs from it, from the various events that actually went through there, and a couple of things on there actually kind of surprised me on how things work. But the thing that really got me was that each of the characters that were introduced, they were introduced in a way in which I actually liked, it felt right. The way they had Rainbow Dash introduced by just flying into Twilight and knocking her over. The fact that she just gets up from that, real, nonchalantly and then just starts laughing at her like that. That was icing on the cake. I was just oh my gosh. But, it was, the funny things that was mixed in with all the craziness from, Pinkie Pie and all, the adorable things from, Fluttershy just refusing to talk because she's just so scared but also shy at the same time. Just ah! I felt like my heart was just going, boom. It just blew up from, freaking adorableness, just freaking seeing her like that. But what really sold me was, and by the way, and that was, and the way episode 1 ended, it was saying, to be continued. I was just huh, alright. Well, I mean, I have to watch the second one, right? I mean, I gotta find out at least what happens in episode 2, right? So I went ahead and loaded up episode 2, and, I watched all that go through, and, needless to say, enjoyed that one too. And, Fluttershy, once again, surprised me because of, well, actually, I remember the phrase. I got surprised, but this time it was from Fluttershy, and that was when she was dealing with the Manticore. Did not expect something like that from her. Not at all. But it was awesome. But what really sold me in this was near the end of episode 2, when Nightmare Moon got reverted to Luna. When she got reverted to Luna, she looked so freaking adorable. I was just like, ah! Like, are you serious? Like, oh my gosh. Like, I laughed at that, like, so much. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I was like, but, like, everything that worked in episodes 1 and 2 together was just like, yes! And then when the way episode 2 ended, I was just like, well, this one doesn't say to be continued, so, like, how's the series gonna work? You know, is it just gonna continue in one giant plot line, or is it just gonna be, like, its own adventure per episode? So I was like, okay, well, I have to check that out, right? Inexplicably, I ended up making excuses to myself to watch the next episode, you know, just to say that, hey, I wasn't already hooked to it, which, in my opinion, I actually probably was. I ended up going straight to episode 3, and I loved it. Loved episode 3. Awesome, awesome episode. And I just kept going. And to be honest, I had multiple hours to myself before my parents would come home or anything like that. Or anything I would have to worry about would happen. So, I think I actually went through, like, the first 7 episodes of the first season. All in one go. And then, as soon as I shut down my laptop, I just, like, put my hands on the kitchen table, and I was just like, I just watched the first 7 episodes of My Little Pony, all in a row. And I don't regret that. And this was back before Season 3 was even out. Like, apparently when I first found the series, like, it was, like, just a little bit after Season 2 had ended or something. And by the time I actually finished I finished all of Season 1 and all of Season 2 within, like, a week after I found the show. Like, actually less than a week, really. I finished all of those episodes all in a row. Like, I was actually able to catch the episode that featured Derpy when she actually talked, and I was actually able to find it before it got replaced with her, you know, her other voice, basically. Like, I was able to hear both types of Derpies, but it was, like, just in the nick of time when I did it. But after I finished the second season, I was just like, oh, wait, actually, before I get to that, Season 2's finale. Oh my god! I was freaking hooked. And I felt like such an idiot for not figuring out how it worked. About, like, oh, surprise, it was, this. I was just like, how did I not notice that? Like that. That's exactly how I reacted to it. But, as soon as it was over, I was just like, alright, let's see, if there's a Season 3, no Season 3. I'm like, uh-oh. What do I do? What do I do? It's like, crap. So I'm like, just mashed my way onto Google, just like, crap, what do I do? Like, when's Season 3 coming out? When am I be able to see more of the series? Because I was hooked, line, and sinkered way long ago, and there was no turning back. And I was just like, crap. I have to wait, another, I had to wait, 2 or 3 months. Actually, I had to wait, 3 months almost. Until the next season comes out. Which actually came out, a couple days. It was pretty close around to my time of my birthday. And when it actually came out, it was just like, huh. Wow. And then, a couple weeks down the line, it was I think it was mid-September or almost early October at this point. I was just like, crap. Now I know how people feel about freaking waiting on the next season, they can't wait for it. Because at this is the first series in which I actually could not wait for the next season. Like, I grew up with very, very awesome cartoons in my childhood that I absolutely loved. And there was also some occasional TV shows that I absolutely loved. But not a single one of them got anywhere near close as this one did in terms of me anticipating for the next season. I could not believe how much I was so excited just to know that the next season was coming. I'm so anxious to see it. And sure as heck didn't disappoint in my opinion. But, like, I'm going off on a tangent here, but you're getting my point here. It's like, I felt like I knew how others were feeling, in which, like, they just couldn't wait for it. But at the same time, I couldn't say that I knew exactly how they were, because they were waiting more months ahead of me. Like, they were waiting, like, a month or two, or even more, or possibly even more, than I was before I found the series. I was just like, crap, now I'm joining these guys. I'm just like, well, what do I do? And thankfully, good old YouTube and all the awesome people that are out there had made some fan-made projects and such on there to keep, me occupied and such like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, some of the stuff that was out there was awesome. I started finding music, fan-made music that was based off the show. I seen a couple animations and such like that, little shorts, little, like, comic readings and such, and things that were really funny and such. All of this stuff was all coming from this show, and I was just like, I don't think I've ever seen a series do something like this. And that was actually around the time where I actually realized what, others were calling themselves as bronies for something like this. And I was just like, yep, it's official. I'm a brony. Enough said. Alright, so those were the two questions that I was going to be covering for this video. There are a couple other ones that I did get, but this video is getting long enough on its own, so I will save it for the future. But if you have any questions that I have not covered so far, which I've only covered two, so you probably do, leave a question or two or three, or however many you want to, really. Leave them comments down below, as well as also a like, because, why not, right? And if you have not done so already, then you need to subscribe by clicking up here. I actually did right on the first direction. Yeah! But anyways, you click up there, and you can be subscribed to me, and you can stay up to date on any future content that I make in the near future, because I intend to update this channel fairly frequently. And without further ado, this is BronyMonster44 saying, see you guys later.